Hello friends, in this video we will cover the security analyzer module. So we'll click on the security analyzer. It will take a couple of seconds to refresh the screen. So basically security analyzer is you can say like it's more or less talking about as a framework which can help you to govern your security parameter in your Snowflake account. So there, this Snowflake security analyzer will come uh, along with 50 security rules. So it's a rule-based framework which will help you to keep your security best practices under check. So by default, if you click over here, it will showcase you all the 50 rules. If you come here and scroll here, it will give you all the 50 rules. Oh, sorry, um, 50 rules. If I come here, so you can see there's 50 rules, right? So every rule has a rule name and a description to explain you what does that mean. And towards the right, if you scroll, you will see there is an option to keep it active, and you can also make it inactive. Say example, for a particular rule which is not applicable for your organization, you have a flexibility to make it uh, inactive. And at the same time, uh, there are a couple of rules which have a parameter along tagged with that. Uh, so you can say like example, if you want to check for the user who has committed login error within a week, like so for last 1 week, right? If I have any user who has committed at least 10 times or more than 10 times login failure, right? So those users will get caught over here under this rule. And this parameter 10 is a dynamic one. You can increase or decrease based on your choice, but this is the standard with which it will come, and then you can modify based on your account requirement. So if you see, couple of rules will have the parameter value and couple of the will not, because those rules are not entitled for the parameter or dynamic part. But if you see any parameter, that is 100% configurable for you. But one thing you have to remember that this parameter, if you see over here, is uh, not applicable for all the things. And when you create a new custom rule, this parameter part is not applicable at the moment with this version. So you can always create a rule, but those rule will be without the dynamic part for now. So now you can uh, you can always click on add rule, and then based on the every rule has certain category. So if you click on here add rule, it will take time to refresh and create a screen below. You have to select the category under which you have to add the rule. So the example, it is coming out of the box with 50 rule, but you have certain requirement to add your own security checks for your organization, right? So you can very well do that. So you can select any of the category, and if you don't know the category under which it falls, you can always put it in the others. So you can click over here and then click outside. It will refresh and it will allow you to ask like enter the rule name, enter the select statement. Any select statement which execute in Snowflake notepad, the same will get executed over here, the select statement, right? So just make sure whatever SQL statement you are putting over here is getting executed on the your editor on the Snowflake or classic, wherever like you want to execute this. And then you have to provide the detailed description so that you understand what this rule is for. So you can always add this, and the moment you add, say example, if I write test, and then I say select one as call one, and then I say this, and then I will say test again, and then I will say submit. It will check whether select statement is perfect or not. If there is any error that says like the invalid SQL script found for test rule missing from clause. So now I have to come here. So it says like it didn't allow you to add because that was having an issue. But for example, if I come here and provide the correct select statement, it will allow me to add that. So let me just put test select one from dual. So I will also say call one from dual, and then I will say test over here. Hopefully it should allow me to add the rule. So rule added successfully. So because this SQL statement was valid, allow me to add. And if you come here, you will see that 51 number rule has been added. So you can always add a custom rule over here, security rule, I can always disable, enable, but you can only delete the custom one. So, for example, if out of box 50 rules are coming, you can't delete those rules. If you want to delete, it will say like it's a system rule, you can't delete that. For example, if I click over here, right, and if I say uh, delete rule, it should not allow me to delete. It says system defined rule can't be deleted, disable them if you want, right? So you can disable, always disable. But for example, I have created a custom rule. I can always select this and say delete this because I don't want this anymore. So custom rules are unable for deletion, but system rule you can't delete. So it says rule deleted successfully. You can always select this, and if you want to disable this example, don't want this rule to be executed. I just select this, and then I will say toggle status, and then it's done. So now when I execute this rule box, this rule will not get executed. But for example, I want to run all my 50 rules. I don't want anything. I will just say here, I will revert back with toggle status, right? So this is what I want. And then if you want to come and say example, I want to just check for the user who have example, instead of 10, I would just want to check like um, um, 5 user. I will come here. It will update the update param. I will click update param, and it will just save that 5.1. So now it's done. Now I will just simply come and say run security analysis module. I don't have to do anything. I will just execute this. It will take a couple of seconds to run all the 50 rules, obviously. And meanwhile, it will also charge you on this warehouse. So you can always come and see. Uh, After that, in your admin section, what is the company has charged you today. But basically, once you run this, all the rules, it will take some time. But then it will showcase you a nice output of the report, whether you falls inside the security parameter or outside the security parameter. And that's where you have to decide which rules are important for your account, and what are the, so it will come with a detailed explanation of what caused this rule to fail, what is the impact of failure of this rule, and how you can mitigate that issue. So it will also give you the fix for that. So it takes some time. um, so we have to just wait for a couple of maybe 1 minute or something to run all the 50 rules. Meanwhile, I can cover the discovery module, the best practice analyzer, which is on the same line. So let me just quickly come here and click on the best practice analyzer. Takes time to refresh the screen. Meanwhile, it is running on the background. So best practice analyzer is also on the same line. Um, it gives you the best practice rule framework. So earlier we were talking about the best practice for the security only, but this is basically to cover the other best practices. So, like say example, lots of rules are there. So I think we will see more detail over here. So we have to just click over here. Out of the box, this will come with 30 rules at the moment. You can say that the unused view, check for the secure view, time travel. So all sorts of best practice we can thought of. We have come up with rule-based framework. The framework is almost identical to what you have seen on the security analyzer. The only difference between both is the rule. So you will see if the rules are different. Those were only considering on the security part, and these are on the best practices. Rest every feature of the screen is identical to what we have seen on the security analyzer. So we'll also go ahead and click on the best practice analyzer so that it is also running. So it will also take some time. Meanwhile, I will go and see if I can see if security analyzer is completed or not. So we'll come on the report extractor module, and we'll try to extract the security module report and see if it's getting completed or not. So we'll click on security analyzer, we'll put the today's date, and we'll click on generate report. If it give me error, that means the report has not been generated yet. And okay, so report has been done, so I will click on report link. The download a nice HTML report. I will open over here. So you can see the security analyzer. It says like today's date. Processing time, it took it this much of time. Create use is this. So you can see it came with a nice HTML report which says like total security rule was 50, auto-based total rules violated is 13, total rule passed is 37. Violation breakdown by violation by severity. So high, medium, low. What kind of a rule has failed in your account and what is the severity for that particular rule falls under. And then you will also get a violation by category, privilege access, confusion, authentication, and so on. Then it comes details, security scan detail, which says like which rule fails. So if it's failed, it is on yes and right. And if it's failed, you can always click over here and then it will show you the detail, which account owner has failed, right? And then what is the impact, and then what is the recommendation how to fix this. So this is the fix you need to do this. Similarly, if you come here, let me just open one of the so user who has not enrolled for MFA. If I click here, so this is the user who has not enrolled for MFA, impacted this. How we can do is like simply we can do like this. So this is the security detail report. You can see there are different rules and all the details around the category, severity, and this is the best part. I would say like the detail which caused this rule to fail, the impact. What is the impact if this is not being mitigated, and then the recommendation how to mitigate this issue. So this is the detailed report of the security analyzer report. Meanwhile, let me just go back and we'll try to see if I hopefully best practice analyzer has been also done. We'll click outside and then we'll click on generate report. So it will take a couple of seconds to give me the report, which is done. I will just click over here again and I will click open and then I will open this report. So you can see the report outlay or the UI part is also same. It says the best practice analyzer report, the date, the procedure, and if it's used. And then it says like total best practice was 30, rules was 15, total rule pass was 15. So that means half was done perfectly, half has failed. And then it also gives you the violation by severity and the category under which that best practice falls. And on the same line, you will see the best practice scan detail, and you can see that this rule has failed. Check comment on the table. It says like low. The severity is the low, but still you can see that this is the problem with my UI. But I will check it what is causing this. But basically, it's give me the detail of the table which doesn't have the comment on it. The impact is like comment helps maintain clear documentation, all those things, and the recommendation is like you can always do the other table set comment. So this is the lowest one. Let me just grab one higher exception handling review for stored procedure. It says like these are the procedure which doesn't have the exception handling. What is the impact? What is the recommendation? So do this. So this is all about the best practice analyzer. I don't think there is any specific I need to explain. It's a self-explanatory report, and you can always store this HTML report in your archival, and you can always monitor your best practices and security monitor, and take the precautionary action, or proactive actions, or reactive action item based on this report. So that's all about the security analyzer and best practice analyzers. We'll see the other modules in a different video. Thank you.